Yes. Let's go. Sausages. That's my line. Um, Good afternoon. Good morning. Now, I don't know who said that, but it wasn't me. So it could be one of three people. I'm assuming it's Yonovan. I could be wrong. From Glint and things. Good morning, Kenneth Delap. Yo, how are you, sir? We've had our clocks go back overnight. Jamaican, how was it? Beer can. You say beer can, and you sound like a Jamaican saying bacon. A Jamaican bacon. Good morning, Yon Clark. Good morning, Katie. Good afternoon from Yon Clark. Hello, Governor of CrossFat. Rising Tides. Hello, Rebecca. Afternoon. Joseph Ramirez. Buenos dias, Mr. Hick. Heidi Kroom. How are you? Let us know how your legs are feeling this morning, please. Just as good, but awesome. Yoni boy, if you want to come on, just let me know if you're free. I'll send you a linky poo. I know we're on tonight, but just let me know. KDL writes, we turn our clocks back in a month or so. Yeah, weird, isn't it? Falling back an hour is such a blessing, says Katie in the UK, an American living in the UK. Be a can. Congrats, Heidi. Ken Walters in the house, right? Sausage. Good morning, Sausage. Send me one. I'll come on soon. Right. Okie dokie. Invite guesticles. Okay, so you are going to become a guesticle. And we can talk about, you know, if there's anything you want to talk about. Joseph Ramirez writes, beer can, Jody, breakfast of champions. Thanks, Johnny boy. Heidi, I don't want to break your news for you, Heidi, so I won't. Just tell us how your legs are feeling, all right? Jody Lynn writes, Grandpa Ken, Grandpa, Jon Clark, just short. Yeah, cool. What's the news, Ken? Have you got any news you'd like to tell me? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Oh, hello. Yep, Jody, it's been a great first weekend as a first-time grandpa. Oh, congrats, Ken. Oh, amazing. That must feel really load of things, really. I guess surreal, beautiful, lovely, an extra connection. You feel like the circle's been connected all the way round. You did your job having your kids. They've done their job having their kids. It's sort of complete now. Little bittersweet, I guess, if we're being honest. It's like you're old now. If you're if you're a grandparent, you've become that top, there's 3 tiers of you now. Congrats, Ken. My daughter had a baby boy Friday, Weston Everett. What a lovely name. 9.5 pounds, let's call it. Awesome. Lovely, sir. Lovely jubbly, as CrossFat writes. I'm really happy for you, Ken. Congrats. Really cool. I've taken on a new client this week, a 78-year-old Scottish lady, one of Yon's lot. And God, she's got a story to tell. Bloody hell. She, a bit like Yon, really. She owned a few care homes. It's weird, Scots, like every Scottish person I know owns care homes. But it was on the island. And listen to this, right? Oh, hang on. Breaking news. Heidi Kroom has a boyfriend now. Again, let me know how your legs are feeling today, Heidi. I think it has, Heidi. I think it has. So yeah, anyway, my client, so I'm working with her. She's never been to a gym before, never lifted a weight. She came to a seminar, that's a South African seminar. She came to a seminar we did last weekend for over 60s about getting into the gym. There were 18 ladies from the Baptist church down the road that came along as one of their activities for the week, for the month, sorry. and she was one of them. And she would rather not work in groups for her own personal reasons. Anyway, so we did our first session, and we're getting her moving. Monster walks, band pull aparts, squat into a 24-inch box, getting her moving. Very active lady, but she's never done any strength work. So anyway, plays golf. Started talking about the fact that Katie was 31 weeks pregnant, and blah blah blah. Talked about her grandkids, and she mentioned her husband, and it was widely known. So I'm not revealing any family secrets or anything. Her husband was flying from the island across to England in a plane. They had a private plane, a little biplane that he not a biplane, a little, like, one of the sort of mini planes that you drive yourself, fly yourself. And it got really foggy, and it had this, apparently when you hit fog in a little plane like that, you can get a fishbowl effect where you don't know up, down, left, right, what direction you're going in. You can't really feel it. And he crashed into the water and died. And this was like 10 years ago. And my goodness me, like a prop plane. Yeah, no, it wasn't a prop plane. It was even smaller than that. It was like one of the ones with a little propeller at the front. I guess you would call that a propeller prop plane. Auden, Auden, Heidi take the mick out of me, because from the island, the passenger planes, some of them that just do the short haul flights across for an hour's journey, they are propeller planes still, some of them, but they're big. I mean, they take about 150 people on, but they're propellers rather than jets. And they like to take the mickey. But we do have jet planes, obviously. But yeah. But anyway, Eminem writes, "Good morning, Jake and chat familia." So anyway, she's got a very interesting story to tell. My new client, she's a lovely lady, very direct, very to the point, which I like when I'm coaching. And I do want to talk about coaching today quite a little bit, if you'll have me. And I've been thinking about it, bits and pieces. Anyway, so, and the reason why was yesterday. The reason why I had to know. I had a class starting at 9:30 at the second gym of the day. So I'd go in the morning at 7, did a couple of hours of coaching, and I've got half an hour, 35 minutes to get from gym A to gym B. And I drove there, got there about 5 past, went in, and there was a lady that was her first session that I know from the other gym. And she was waiting there from 5 past 9, and the class started at 9:30. And it's not a CrossFit gym; it's a strength S&C gym, so it's not set up for CrossFit. So very different vibe. There's no sofas. It's not a come in, sit on a bike for 10 minutes, prep, stretch, that kind. It's a very, very different sort of setup. So we're not talking about a CrossFit gym here. Anyway, that and this. There's a reason I put out a question yesterday on Instagram. A little bit differently, but I used it to kind of stir the pot a little bit. From 5 past 9, bearing in mind I'd been up since 6, coached a couple of hours, drove over, and I had half an hour to prepare the room because it was a mess from the class like the night before on Friday night. And all I wanted at that time was just 10 minutes to gather my thoughts, to get the gym ready, to write the whiteboard up, to get the kit ready, clean it up a little bit, prep it, get the clock, the typical thing. And for the entire 25 minutes, it was questions after questions after questions after questions about the grass outside, the weather, the fire station down the road, the sea levels at the moment. It was question. And when you're trying your best to, and the Brits do this very well, right? We smile, we go along, we're polite, but we don't let on that we're very, we do it behind closed doors. So I wasn't rude. I said to the lady, I just went along, I had the conversation, and I was sort of half doing that. I was doing it. Didn't have time to make my coffee, didn't get prepped for the session. And it got me thinking, right? It got me thinking about this. And I was thinking about it, not from the coach's perspective, because I've been in this game long enough that I know the coach's perspectives. I know the industry standards. I know what we're supposed to do. I know how we're supposed to be with clients. I've been a gym owner for 6 years with 2 affiliates, instructing people on how to do this. I've been to multiple affiliate seminars. I've been to coaches congresses. I've been to all the gubbins. I know what we do, how we should do it. And I know all that. This isn't me asking what I should have done. What I wanted to know and put it out into the ether was what other people feel about it and what other people do in that situation, because it's interesting to me. That kind of little thing, that little question and that little thought is interesting to me. I want to know how other people deal with it. CrossFat says this sounds like whinging. No, if you have a bit of patience, CrossFat, please. Like the boys from Take That asked in 2006, I think it was. Might have been later than that, but yeah. Terrible song. If I wasn't equipped or understanding or able to deal with it, I wouldn't be in this industry. I wouldn't be doing this job, because that's what you kind of do, right? And I love it. And I wouldn't be a personal trainer if I didn't want to hear what people had to say and have questions. So I would like to know from anyone in this chat, and let's have a chat. If you aren't a coach, so if any of you, there's probably a few of you here. If you're not a coach, so if you're just let's say just a member, if you are just a member at a CrossFit gym, is it something that you are aware of or even have considered in the past that there might be a time where the coach needs to be left alone? Is that even, has that even crossed your mind? Or do you feel that if the doors are open, the members can come in and the coach is on the gym floor or in the gym building, that they are on the clock? Is that how you feel? I just want to, I'd like to know all this kind of stuff, because to me, this is interesting conversation. And I know that's boring for many of you, but I like the psychology of it. I like understanding that. And CrossFit, yeah, it is what you sign up for. And Ken says the second option, yeah. So there's certainly members that don't shut the should you leave the grocery store alone if you need help finding something? Yeah. So here's so I guess that response from Mexican Godfather, should you leave the grocery store associate alone if you need finding help something? Couple of things there. Really good point. Excellent point, whoever you are, Mr. Mexican Godfather. One thing, if the grocery attendant is on the shop floor with uniform on, walking around on the job, then yes, they should be people that you ask for. If that shop doesn't have a staff room where that person can go and sit and relax and do their job, and sorry, between jobs and have time to away, then it's on the shop's responsibility to have that, because they are putting that onto the shop workers, that they are constantly on call. The second thing is the affiliate, is the gym owner, is the shop owner paying that shop employee to be on the shop floor when that question is being asked? Because I'll draw that back to at the gym. If you are a coach and you aren't coaching, are you still responsible for answering and talking to someone about life and all that stuff between? Now, yes, you are. So there's a bit of a difference between supermarkets or grocery stores, as you call them, and the gym. If you're on the clock at the store, you're on the store floor. If you're not on the clock, you're probably not on the store floor. Whereas a coach, if you're a coach and you're in the middle of a workout, or you're getting ready for a workout and you've been waiting for 3 hours and it's 3, 2, 1, the clock's going, you're just trying to get ready, and someone comes over and asks you about how to take a payment on the till for a protein bar they've just had, you'd hope that there'd be someone else to go to, I guess. CrossFit, right? So train at times at a different gym for some reason helps me get the best if I'm gym of my own. Yeah, exactly. I think it's and there's a lot to this. This isn't a black and white answer. I think part of being a coach has been personable, kind of like customer service. It is, and customer services, if it's on a phone, for example, or in a Walmart, let's say, for customer services, you're on the phone, you're on the clock earning money whilst you are being asked. As a coach, typically, as a coach, you'd be paid per class, not for the half an hour if there's a half an hour break or 15 minutes between there. So that would be your break time. So, but again, I'm fully aware as a gym owner, as an affiliate owner, it it's your business. You should want to have those conversations, and it's a tough sell to a 2-hour a week coach that just comes in to pay his or her membership fee, isn't there to answer questions about glycolytic pathways between that. And again, Ken's got a good point. I'm always wanting to learn from their knowledge. It's a what's the word? Fucking hell. A compliment. It's a compliment sometimes. If someone comes up to you and asks between, can you help me with, can I ask you a question? Can blah, blah, blah. And as an affiliate owner, there's probably some affiliate owners in here. Your phone is 24/7 access to all of your members. It should be anyway, unless you've got a really good coaching setup where you pay your coaches to do that role. If you're not paying them to have that role, if they're not responsible because you're not paying them enough and you're not nurturing that environment, then why should they take on that mantle, take their responsibility? It falls back on you. So you can definitely see why there'd be a burnout there, a psychological burnout. And that is fucking massive at CrossFit gyms. Massive. There was something else here. So Heidi says, just because I'm at the gym doesn't mean I'm working. It's tough. It's a tough sell to say that. If you're a coach at that gym and you're at the gym and you are a coach, the only answer you've got to back up that, and I'm not saying you're wrong, is I'm not being paid right now. And would you, in all honesty, would you tell a member that, right, I'm not being paid for this, so I'm not going to talk to you? It's sort of part and parcel of being a coach at that gym, because you're at the gym and you're a coach. Maybe you're not coaching, but that all comes down to the fact you're not being paid. So Jason Kalipa talked about this fucking years ago. It's probably about 10 years ago at a NorCal thing that he was doing. It's a real hard, really thin line to tread between working as a coach or an affiliate owner and being a friend and part of that community. It's really tough because on the one hand, you're a business owner and you're a professional and it's your job. But on the other hand, you want to be you want to be friendly. You want to do that. It's exactly, Ken. I would leave that box if I got that response. And so here's the thing with this, right? If your gym culture, if your affiliate owner has nurtured the right type of gym, pays the coaches well, nurtures them, looks after them, treats them well, and the coaches are invested and want to be there, then you will never have to hear that response ever. If the coaches are disengaged, if they don't want to be talking to your members, there's a reason for that. And that isn't the right type of culture that we have at our gyms. There's a reason people come to CrossFit gyms and stick around, because the coaches are willing to talk and discuss. And as affiliate owner, the conversations I have had being a member, being an owner. Now I've spoke about this before. I won't say his name, but I've talked someone down off a bridge at 11 o'clock at night over the phone, and then went to visit him in the hospital when the ambulance and the police came and picked him up. Like I've been to weddings, I've been to funerals, I've been to christenings, I've been to all sorts of weddings, not just your traditional Christian weddings. I've been to all sorts of weddings. I've met really good friends through CrossFit. and ownership. I've made remarkable developments in my own personality because of that. It's and all this comes back to the idea, right? Is that I trust and hope that everyone here really understands how incredibly lucky they are to be at a gym like a CrossFit affiliate where they have people like that get paid fuck all for those times. They want to be there, they want to listen, and they are doing it because they love their community and they love being there. It is so damn rare to be anywhere in life where you get that. It really is. It truly is. And that is one of the remarkable things that we have at the affiliates, is the love that our coaches and our staff have for our members. And I really, really hope that everyone in this chat, and I know you will, but I really hope that you understand and appreciate and thank your staff members at the gym and the owners for what they have got going on for you as a community. It's not transactional. It's not, here's my money every month, I deserve a good gym. That isn't how it should go, because if you want to be transactional like that, then the affiliates and the coaches are also going to be like that with you. You are emotionally invested in your affiliate, and that is what makes for exceptional affiliates. On that note,
all right.
hey,
what are you doing?
Oh, you're quiet. Is that me or is it you?
It might be me.
Oh, no, you're good. How are you feeling, sir? What's your heart rate at?
Well, I'm not actually wearing my watch. It was back. It was coming back down now.
Right.
I think the resting yesterday was like back in the 60s. I think the steroids are doing their job.
Good.
No,
the old steroids.
I was listening there. I was working, but I was listening.
Cool. Seems all right. Crossfat writes, he seems all right. Yon, fresh off TikTok.
Jody, I'm on TikTok right now.
Streaming live from TikTok.
I'm actually on CapCut. I'm trying to piece together some clips from Birmingham, but we didn't actually take that many clips, but we did get enough.
Got enough for a little wee video. So I just want to read this out from Ken, because Ken's a grandpa. Here we go. Right. All right. Our 4 full-time trainers are amazing. I see and watch them great. Greet every member and know everything about them. When I didn't book my classes this past week, I got a call. Hope you are, because baby. Brilliant, Ken. What an incredible affiliate. And you should yeah, really good. Good to hear. Good to hear. I love hearing stuff like that. Eminem says, hi, Jan. Did you deep throat the banana yet? I didn't see it. I was looking at the comment.
Just a tip.
If anyone, hang on, image file. Where are we? There we go. Hang on. Bish, bash.
My clients, I can't pull stuff up from here, right? But a good coach can navigate the boundary too, right? Let me hit this squat. I can show you. Yeah, all my clients know the crack. Obviously, I don't work in an affiliate, so my clients are coming in specifically for me in an independent gym, and some will arrive like half an hour early.
Yeah,
and I could be sitting working. I'll just kind of have a wee brief kind of wee minute chat with them, and then I'll say, I've just got to, X, Y, Z. I've got to do this, but I'll be right with you, and then I'll tell them what to go and do, or go and do this and then I'll come and grab you, and they're pretty good at that. Some people don't. Some people just sit and just kind of chat to me, and I just take the hit. Sometimes I just take the hit.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Because we all have it. Like, everyone here has got a job, I assume, and there's some days you're going to be on it. You want to talk to people. You're really invested. You want to hear everything they got to say. Other days you might have had a shit night's sleep. You might, your family might be something might be going on. You might have had you might be injured. You might be down in the dumps or whatever. But those days it takes a real effort to be engaged, to listen and to go in, and you might need time away, and you might have to say to that person, do you know what, I'm really sorry, I'd love to listen to the rest of this story, but I've really got to quickly nip to the loo, I've got to get ready for the next class, I hope you appreciate that. If you just sit on a bike 5 minutes, I'll catch up with you after the class. Something on those lines. You've got a whole repertoire of discussion and tidbits to give them. You don't have to be fucking rude, you don't have to just walk away or ignore people, which is the point. But so this quickly this picture, CrossFit, yeah, I've got Hokas on, and I'll be honest, they were £30 from China, so they might not even be real ones. I don't know.
To be honest,
Jon,
they
what
probably
shoes?
get them. CrossFit knows what
shoes
shoes I've. CrossFit knows which ones I've got on.
Okay, doesn't need to ask.
Let's see if he can. Let's see if he knows.
They were the really light ones, weren't they?
Yeah,
Heidi's got a good response.
Yeah, that's a good.
I invite them into the. That's a great.
Yeah.
Was it you, Heidi, that had a coach that was spying on people at your gym, or was that Ord? Do you remember that?
I can remember the story, but
Or he used to come into the ladies' changing rooms or something. Here we go. Sourcing endorphin.
Yeah,
Sourcing endorphin.
Yeah, Saucony, yeah.
So the thing behind this, so obviously we did a high rocks the other day, and when you finish, I'm assuming at least one or two people in this chat have done a high rocks. But when you finish, there's like a cool down area with seats and this, that, and the other, and there's a Red Bull stand. By the way, I absolutely inhaled a can of Red Bull, like necked it. The first thing I drank when I got off there was a can of Red Bull. It just went straight down. Anyway, you get off, and then there's like a fruit stand, like bananas and apples being cut up. And we grabbed one. It was right next to the photo booth where you can take your picture with your time and all that afterwards. We grabbed one, and we were like, well, it's got to be done. Jon was like, let's do it. Let's go with the bananas down the throat. And it begs the question, how many pro doubles men have posed?
Pro double men.
Pro doubles, there's a big difference. Pro doubles men have put bananas in their mouths and posed to be sucking off bananas. I'm not sure many.
I don't think anyone else has done it.
In an elite group there. But yeah, it was good. The gluck
because everyone takes those photos pretty seriously.
Yeah, like, why are people so serious? I'm not sure.
Also, we never sat down after the race.
No, we didn't. No, you had people rolling around the floor, albeit they were probably quicker than us. But they were rolling around on the floor, they're going mad. I was like, yeah, come on.
People going for massages, sitting on the chairs with the massage boots on. Never did that.
You know, fine. All right, crack on. CrossFit writes, Hokas would drive me insane. Yeah, that's why I wanted to wear my Nano 2s, but you know, it was fine. Do you know what? I mean, we'll do a full debrief.
Jake
properly.
Jake didn't even have his shoelaces tied properly in the warm-up area, and I was like, "Are you gonna heel lock your shoes?" He's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Had to show him how to tie his shoelaces," because I was like,
no.
I was like, go and pop your feet are gonna pop out of those when we get to the sleds.
I had my shoelaces done up, just not properly for a high rocks race. I know how to tie my shoelaces up. Sounds like a bunch of bellends. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the right context, KDL. Miko told us, what was it, Sisu? You don't never lay on your back because the animals lay on their back when they're getting sucked off.
Yeah, you missed it, Grant.
Jake sent you a picture of our community event. Awesome. I left. Did we talk about what we literally just talked about it? Yeah. Did you double knot? No, I just tied a knot. I didn't even do a bow. I just did a knot. I didn't even,
in the foreskin.
In my foreskin, yeah. I was thinking about that in the shower earlier. Like, if you're in a culture where foreskins aren't a thing, what do you think a foreskin is, or what it looks like, or what its job is, or like how it moves? Like, I think people think of it wrongly. I think people have got a total misconception about what it actually is, how it moves, and what it feels like. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I miss about having a foreskin?
Filling it out of water and pinching the end.
Yeah, like pinching the end and then like peeing into it and like blowing it up like a balloon and then just like letting it go and like yeah.
Perfect.
That's the
Perfect.
only thing I miss about having one.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. That's proper fun to do, isn't it?
You just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Joseph, I
Oh,
found out where you work this week.
yeah, you did, didn't you? I
That was
saw that
cool.
with a certain other.
I don't know if it's public knowledge, so I'll not say it in here.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
40%.
So many questions.
So many. Yeah, there is actually. I'd love to have the person that you spoke to or Joseph on to talk about that, Jim. That'd be pretty cool.
There we go. Oh yeah, look at the Pentagon with Megan. There we go.
There you go. All right, he's blown your cover now. Joseph Ramirez writes at the Pentagon with Eminem. But yeah, away from foreskins. So yeah, it was. We'll do a full debrief, but it was a pretty cool event. I didn't realize. Is that another banana?
Yeah, I'm having 2 bananas.
Did you wait until you were on to have 2 bananas?
I went and got them.
Oh, good. In preparation. I've got this. I'm not going to put that down my throat, but yeah. These are 150 in Tesco's at the moment.
I went and put these in the fridge this morning after having the banana in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was really cold.
Yeah. Hang on. Jon, have you been eating more bananas since High Rocks?
You know what?
And there's a reason for that question.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
I know.
Okay.
CrossFat said I eat them for the shape. That's why I like eating hot dogs.
Swallowing hot dogs.
What was I going to say? I was at a seminar with Hunter one day. Not like just one day I was there, but obviously it was at a seminar with him, and he just pointed at me in the crowd and said, "How many bananas have you eaten today?" Because I was right at the front, and I was like, "I've eaten none." He goes, "How many have I eaten?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, 12. He was like, "You need to up your banana intake," and I was like, "Okay, cool."
He's
like
brilliant.
That's what he said. Like it was just like total random. He was just like going around the room talking. He was like just pointed. He was like, "How many bananas have you eaten today?" I was like, "None." He's like, "How many have I eaten?" And I was like, "How the fuck am I meant to know?" And he just said 12. Brilliant. Yeah, he thinks they're like the superfood of like endurance sports, bananas.
Well, you know,
so up in the intake.
Talking of which, fucking, I know I sent you it. Sarah Webster, the woman I used to work with on the island, the ultra runner. She just got a world record in a 24-hour race.
Yeah, it's nuts.
As part of Team GB, it was like something like 178 miles, I think, in 24 hours, which is like it's. But she was. I was reading her times because she put a thing out on Facebook for people to read. And I want to get it right. I don't want to get it wrong because she obviously. Let me have a look. The stats are fucking mental. The pace that she was going at and the intake. So honey is a superfood for endurance. Do you know what I really don't like? Do you know what I really don't like? Is at powerlifting events where you get people necking bottles of honey. I'm like,
yeah, don't get me started. You're doing 9 lifts.
Yeah, the nutrition at powerlifting is mental at the amateur and lower reach.
You don't need to be eating 12 squares bars during the day to go out there and do that,
or 48 in the 2 days. My friend Sarah, she used to live on the island. She moved away earlier this year. She's an ultra runner. She was a marathon runner. She took on ultra about 18 months ago. Where have you gone? Is he because he's necking a banana? So a 24-hour race, she planned to set off and keep to 5-minute kilometers or 8-minute miles for as long as she could. She was hitting 50 to 60 carbs an hour.
I'm back.
And he's back. 50 to 60 carbs per hour, blah, 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 blah. She ended up managing 40 grams of carbs per hour. Electrolytes, but yeah, it was crazy the distances that she did in 24 hours. Bear in mind, she's 47 years old as well. Hang on, let me just find. I think she might be private. Hang on. Just want to pull it up because honestly, I know we've got at least one person in this chat that loves endurance chat, but it's just the numbers. Hang on. Sarah Webster, weekend, 24 hours. Oh, for fuck's sake, where is it? Yeah, she's the world record holder now. Yeah, so she did 173 miles. She broke the world record, 173 miles in a 24-hour event in all ages. So she is now the fucking world record holder in a 24-hour thing at the age of 47. It is mental. Just yeah, but I could try. I'll message her and see if she can come on the show and talk about it.
Remember we were going to get her on Outside the Box when we first started back in January.
Yeah. It'd be cool to get her on now. You can talk about fucking nutrition. Now that I've done 8 kilometers of running, I feel like I can actually talk to her.
More than that. Someone figured it out. Someone measured the track. The first lap. Yeah, the first lap is 1.26 that you ran.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Each other lap was 9.86, and then obviously you've got the rock zone as well.
Yeah.
Someone posted that up in the chat the other day. They must have went round it with
what's it called? This clicky, sticky wheelie thing.
Yeah,
that just reminds me of school. Dan, we invented them. And we continue to use them where and when we want because we have that option. So thanks for the tip of the hat. That much sugar, lots of inflammation, but the longest race I've run is 10. Yeah, and so Ken, we're getting into territory there where we're talking about like sport and health. Like I'm really still struggling with this, and we Jon and I talked about this the other day as well. And they started talking about it on the CrossFit podcast the other day. It's not a gauge of long-term health doing sport. It's a case of performance. And we can dip in and out of it. Like 7 weeks ago, I did my powerlifting comp. 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I did the high rocks. Which one would I be classed as healthier for? There's a question. Physically, probably about the same, but I can lift lighter weights now. I'm not lifting as heavy, but my capacity went really high on the machines because I did no running in prep for it. Keeping It Real asked earlier. So here's a question we can both discuss. Jake, Hyrox was more than just zone 2. Yeah, a little bit. Did it feel like Murph or worse? Can you describe? So my average heart rate for an hour and 17 minutes was 172.
I'll pull mine up. Bearing in mind, I'm taking prednisolone, which raises your heart rate.
Yeah, you were fucked. As in, your heart rate was fairly high.
Mine was high. Mine was high before we even started. I think Murph is much harder muscular endurance wise.
I don't know if you can see that well. But yeah, average heart rate 172. I hit 189 right at the end on the wall balls, but I was in zone 5 for an hour and 10 of that time. And the only time is the first lap of that run that I was in 1, 2, and 3. And after that, I was zone 4 and zone 5. So 1 minute 16, I was in zone 4 and 5. So that was and Murph, last time I did Murph was obviously this year, or was it last year? Obviously, I did it on my own. I didn't do it as part of the group. I will be doing it as part of the group this year, when it comes around again. But Murph, do you know the funny thing with Murph is I find my heart rate is at its highest about a quarter to a third of the way through the gymnastics elements inside the gym. About a third, quarter to a third of the way through. So, if say it takes me 50 minutes, let's say, or just for argument's sake, say it's an hour. I'm probably hitting really a lot of discomfort around probably the 20th minute, 25 minutes. That's the adrenal dump. Yeah, that's the boom, come down. You find your rhythm. You find the pace that you're going to set for because typically when I do Murph, I'll break it down into 5, 10, 15. So rounds of Cindy and just keep to that and work my way through and then back out for the run at the end. So typically probably around round 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd be really feeling my heart rate on that. So you slow it down. And for me anyway, I never use a vest for Murph, just not on the cards for me. Pull-ups are strict. Towards the end, I might add in a bit of kip for a hip drive, but I tend to do Murph strict just to keep me paced and keep it muscular. But yeah, I don't really use a vest. I've had no need for it. I'm not moving fast enough to do that. To RX plus it and all that. Well, it's not RX plus, is it? It's RX, but yeah. But yeah, and so Ken, we were talking. Ken, you asked about how much sugar and inflammation and all that, and we talked about sport and performance. But throughout the year, what I've come to the conclusion over the last few years is that I want to cycle through different parts of the year as a CrossFitter. I like to be reminded how awful I am in February, March time around my birthday when it's the Open. And then I kickstart my strength and capacity work into the spring, into the summer. I typically get fitter around October time just because it suits the summer. I've had my summer vibes only and all that shit. I've shredded down. I'll compete around October, November time, or September, October time in a sport of some description. And then I will eat more, bulk up, enjoy my food, and then get big again for January and then hold on to whatever I can for the Open. And I typically have been in that cycle for a few years now. But this year, having done the High Rocks, that's kind of put me in a really healthy, good position because we all know the Open isn't, when you just do the Open to the 3 weeks, that is Metcon and capacity. You do not have to be top end strong for that. So, yeah.
But you did say on Thursday that you wanted to do another High Rocks this time next year.
Yeah. So annually, I think it could be a really good goal and check-in and target yearly to keep me in check for the Open. So 3 months before the Open, 12 weeks-ish, 12, 13, 14, 15 weeks, keeping me on track, ready for the Open.
When's the Open this year? Mid-Feb?
Yeah.
Or I think you should sign up for one after the Open when you're already end of February.
I think so. Because my birthday's the 11th of March and typically it's week 2 or week 3 is around my birthday.
I think you should sign up for Glasgow.
When is that?
Well, that is March.
Ugh.
So then you're gonna be fit for the Open.
Yeah, I know.
Why not then go and test it?
Well, I do test it with the Open.
Yeah, then you can go over and be like, here, the Open got me this.
The Open got me fit for High Rocks. The other thing is, I guess, is that I don't have to run. I know I don't have to do any running and prep now. Although my fucking quads have been really fucking sore. You
would have, if you did run and prep, you probably would have been able to go faster.
Dan Guerrero writes, "Bald guy swallowed a whole banana, Savon."
Not a whole one.
Send the video. No, it was a plantain, wasn't it? So the clocks have gone back, right? So yeah, loads of time. I was getting worried that Savon's live. He's not, is he?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, But well,
Jake did fucking jinx us though, because at one point he said, I'm just gonna grab a drink, my hamstring's cramping. And then I was like, oh, I feel fine. And then literally about 2 minutes later, my fucking hamstring went.
yeah. I so the layout of the Hyrox, Grant, you might know this. There's only one entrance into the middle where all the stations are, and there's only one exit. Not for you, Grant. The clock's changed for us. We're always ahead. Don't worry about it. And so there's one entrance and one exit, and we were coming into the entrance, and as we started to slow down, the bottom of my hamstring towards my knee started getting a bit tight. You know, when you're about 20 seconds away from a full cramp. I was like, oh, I can feel it coming. It's not quite there yet. Yeah. But we ran past, and there's like electrolyte and water stations and fucking Red Bull, as if anyone mid-race would want a fucking Red Bull. I don't know. Anyway, so went and got electrolytes, and mine cleared up. And then I said that, and then within, 2 minutes, yours started.
Yeah, mine was fucking showing off with the kettlebells.
Oh, yeah.
I did that thing that I've seen on social media when people are doing the turn on the kettlebells. Instead of just walking around it, I did like a spin. And I'm not used to using the pro weights, but I've done the open weights before, and it's like, I think it's like 10 kilos heavier. And I proper tweaked the hamstring.
That's the banana swallowing, by the way, Stefan. That was us at the end. That funny little twiddle thing. Do you know what? It did go through my mind before we did it. It did pop up. Yeah, do you know what? This is one of my favorite pictures. This one, if it ever comes up, it's just you in the background, just necking a gel.
Fucking so good though.
Oh, by the way, I was looking at this guy to the right of me at his screen. You know, you can't help it when you're in the gym and you're like looking over and you see the guy next to you and they're rower.
The two young boys were watching us the whole time.
Yeah.
I was winding the guy up that was beside me.
What were you saying?
Just because they kept on coming in just after us, and then they would try and catch us on the runs, and then we would always just be leaving the stations. And I was like chatting to him. I was like, "Oh, how you getting on?" And he was like, blethering, and he was like, "Oh, how you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, not good. This isn't fun with a lung infection." He was like, "You've got a lung infection." I was like, "Oh, I'm dying." And then I could just see his face just like total drop, like, "Oh fuck, these guys are like maybe twice our age and they're fucking smashing us still."
Yeah. And then I'll tell you what though, we did right at the end. So for those of you that don't know, the wall ball stations, obviously they're down here. There's like which I really liked.
The wall ball stations are set out really good.
They're amazing. So you'd come in, imagine like the other side of this rig down the far end. You come in there, you run down to the nearest wall ball station towards the end, that you cross the line at the end here. But the wall ball targets have got sensors on them, and there's a telly underneath it, so you can see, or a screen, so you can see how many you've done, because it does no rep you. I got a no rep. I didn't quite touch the middle, and it didn't count the rep. But we came in, did the wall balls, but I think because we were doing bigger sets, we overtook quite a lot of the people that we were next to, which was brilliant.
You did the first 40 unbroken.
Yeah. So it was come in, do 40, get a big chunk, and then chip away and do a big chunks each, and we did that. So yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice, for me, it's more like an annual test for me, I think. Like a Metcon annual kind of check-in. That's way too complicated. I'm not reading that.
Grant, you'll see our depth because we had someone filming the event for us.
We did. Jon organised for pictures and stuff to be taken for us. So that was cool. But yeah, it's funny. In some of the pictures, you can see her stood behind us, taking photos across from the other
Jodie's saying that we did get shouted at by one of the head judges on the sled pool.
yeah, that was funny.
I told him to fuck off at one point because I wasn't doing anything wrong. That was the angle at which he was standing, because he was standing behind us, like from above, and he was telling Jake to tell me to get my feet off the white line, and they weren't anywhere near the white line, but it was obviously just the angle of what he
I'll
was
show you.
where he was standing.
I'll show you what Jon's talking about because I've got the pictures. Oh, there's a picture of you.
I think they're just super strict when it comes to the pro division. The open, I just don't think they give a fuck.
No,
they
know.
You were no.
They know that people aren't that.
We're nobodies there. We're nobodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Apart from at home. I'm somebody at home.
Hey. What the fuck? Yeah. But no, it was a good experience. And I think, to be honest, like people, I personally think someone like Grant would benefit a lot from.
I didn't yell at him. I was just speaking to myself, but I was telling him like where to go.
Yeah.
No one could hear. It's so fucking loud in there. I didn't know he was even speaking to me for the first like 3 times he said it.
No.
It was Jake that told me. Banana Bros.
Ring, ring, ring. We actually were wearing, well, I say we were wearing, for the majority of the time, we were wearing our T-shirts, weren't we? Let me just pull this up. Hang on.
That's Steve made from Defiant Co.
Who is, you tell him, Jon, you tell him what Steve's doing.
Steve will be, well, not with us, but he will be with us at Rogue Invitational this week, and he will be supplying, he's printed and supplied all of Travis's Vindicate merch for the Rogue Invitational this coming week. So if you're at Rogue, you'll be able to buy Vindicate stuff, Colton, Sentinel, all that stuff.
And Colton will be there. So Colton will come over and say hello at the stand, I'd have thought. So what Jon meant earlier about the line, you see this white line that my feet are on? You see how my foot is clearly here behind that white line. So there's a gap. You can see that black gap between my toes where my foot is down and the white line.
But if you're standing behind, it might look like the tip of your toes just over it.
And that's what he kept pulling up Jon for. He kept saying, get back behind the white line. And they told me to do it. But yeah, it's very clearly my feet are behind that white line, right? But from the back, that would look like my toe is over that white line. And Jon's got winkle pickers on. So they were really pointy and long. So I think that it's that's the reason why we kept getting asked to do that.
But we didn't get any penalties, though.
No, we didn't get any full-on penalties. Did you tell him it was just the tip? Joseph. That's awesome for Travis. And do you know what? What's really cool is that Travis is obviously a good dude and, very well known over across that side. Steve, same sort of position over here in the UK. He's setting up some really cool options for affiliates. Like we're doing it with T-shirts for us, where people can go on a hosted website by Defiant, go on, pick and choose sizing, and it's done and organized and shipped via Defiant. So Steve does all of it. We don't get it, we don't get involved with it. And, we are involved in that respect. Steve's doing awesome things. And the fact that those two are working together like that is brilliant, because Steve does so many other things differently than Travis does. And Travis does a lot of stuff that Steve doesn't. So the fact that they can work together, and there's options there. Steve was over at the games this year. And it means that Travis doesn't have to come across all the way over to sell his merch and do that. But yeah, it's a really, really cool link up, and two people that we really respect and like in our little sort of corner of the community that are doing really big things. And it's really cool collab. The fact they've got Sentinel involved and stuff.
I asked Steve last minute, literally on Friday, if he could print us up an outside the box T-shirt for somebody at Rogue, and he was like, I'm probably not going to have time. And then he messaged me this morning saying that's it, done.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, good stuff.
So I'm sure he will. So
cool.
we've got Rogue coming up on
Yes.
Thursday.
Mm.
We will be there. We need to. Well, you might not be there for the registration, I believe, but I will be there to register.
Yeah.
I'll register for us both. And then there's a media walk round. And then on the Thursday night, there's the Legends. Is it the Legends meet and greet, dinner,
something like that,
drinks, whatever it is? I think it's Legend drinks at the Brewdog vendor.
That'd be cool.
That's not a media event. Like that's basically leave your cameras at home.
What time's that?
I'll need to look at the schedule.
It's like the evening, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's like 7 p.m.
So me and my clan will be arriving probably about 6-ish. I'm going to get all them settled in the hotel, and then and then I'll come over. Is the tent ready? Yeah, we're all staying in a big tent. So the plan for Rogue on the Friday, you've got the strongman and strong women events, which will be really cool to cover. And we've spoken to Pedro, and I think we're going to get some time together and meet up, and that'll be really cool. He's got some plans.
He's doing other things, eh?
Yeah, he's got other stuff going on. And Jason will be there. Jason
Mitchell
CF.
Hooper.
Mitchell Hooper's going to be there. Do you know what? It's going to be a really cool event for us because we're going to be walking around. And one really cool thing this year they didn't have last year is that we all. Yeah, it's us, obviously. But we get all given seats in the arena to sit and watch the events, whereas last year they didn't have that. So all the media people that have shotgunned it have got seats. Now, we did get the seating arrangement for the media people, and there's about 20 different names down. But I've spoken to a few of them and they're not coming. So it's just photographers that have got those seats. And the chances are those photographers aren't going to be sat in the seats taking the photos, I wouldn't have thought. So I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we do have seats there in the arena to watch the events. We can't broadcast from the arena. We can video and have 20-second clips, can't we? I think
it's up to 30 of it, second clip of an event. And then you have to go through their media person if you want to interview anyone on the floor.
Yeah.
Outside of the floor, it's free rein, I guess.
Yeah, when it goes to the vendor village and walking through and stuff, you can just speak and get what you need. So vendor village is going to be where we're predominantly getting some interviews and stuff done. We've obviously got the passes for the Friday night and the Thursday night. So we'll be getting some clips around there, and we'll try and get as much as we can. But yeah, there's a lot of the UK scene going there, like the CrossFit staff. You know, a lot of people from Europe are going that I've spoken to, and we've got good relationships with. Steve will be there, obviously. But yeah, we'll get what we can, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And I know Facundo,
our little Argentinian friend.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go for a glass of wine and a steak with Facundo on either Friday or Saturday night. Once I put the kids to bed.
Cottage pie, he wants.
Is it cottage or shepherd? Whatever, either one.
Shepherd's pie, cottage pie, same thing, isn't it?
Same thing, yeah, kind of. But yeah, be a really cool weekend. And we'll wrap up on Sunday, and then, well, I don't. Are you heading back Sunday evening? Sunday evening.
I check out of my hotel lunchtime on Sunday, so I'll just put everything in the car on Sunday morning, and then whenever we're finished at night time, I'll drive. It's only 90 minutes for me to get home, so
cool.
It doesn't matter what time I leave.
Because I'm staying over Sunday night. I'm not leaving till Monday morning, so we can do a show Sunday after the event if you want to hang around, and we can do that. And that'd be cool. Yeah, so we can do a thing. Kringle won't be there, I don't think, but I know Harry Lightfoot will be there competing, so maybe she's going to be there. But if she is, I will definitely approach her and talk to her, because my kids are coming with the Manx flags and with their little accents and stuff. So we'll get some time. If she is there, we'll ask her. So that'd be cool. Yes.
And hopefully we'll have some YouTube stuff to put out as well, because I'm trying to edit videos, but I don't know how you guys do it. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple, but what's Harry got to do with Amy? Oh, nothing, Grant, nothing. They just train together, share a coach and all that. Harry fucking like, but yeah, he's a good guy. We'll try and get some time with him if we can. I know he's got other stuff that he's doing. So, but
Seen
yeah, all good.
Katie and Bill were at the CrossFit Aberdeen's new location.
That looks cool.
It's fucking big.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be quite nice if I don't know when we'll have time to do it, but I don't know how far it'll be from.
It's not far
stadium.
from the venue.
Maybe we could go there like in the morning or an evening or something. We'll find time. We'll find
Need to look at the schedule and see what, because I'd like to go there and I'd like to go to CrossFit Yesif as well.
Cool. Yeah, we can do that. We've got 2 cars, so
Yeah,
we can find time. I can't wait. It'll be an awesome weekend. It'll be really cool. Thursday night till Monday morning for us. So yeah, cool. All
right. I'm gonna go and I'll leave you to it because I'm gonna go and finish this work.
Nice one.
So
All right, thanks very much.
We'll be live later with Dr. Gaurav Gupta on the Clinton channel. It's what time is it in the US?
Well, it's 7 p.m. our time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and it is currently 1:30. So, yeah, 5.5 hours from now.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. See you later.
Right. Bye.
Bye, Felicia. And then there was one around noon. KDL writes, what's the age gap between your youngest and your next? So when number 3 will be born, mid to late December, 28th is its due date, but it's big. Well, it's 2 weeks ahead of growth, but you never can tell. My son will be, well, he's 7 in March, so it'll be like 6 3/4 years since he was born. So yeah, it's like 7 years since my wife was last pregnant, and things have definitely changed for her. I don't know if this is a worldwide thing, and I don't know if it's like an industry standard globally, but if you're over 35, you're classed as a geriatric mother. Eminem's off to finish writing her final paper. Have a great day. Have a great day, Marshall Mathers. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, so geriatric mother if you're over 35, which is a very odd word. There's probably got to be a better word for that without sounding like a 90-year-old with 10 cats. But there you go. Yeah, so I do actually have a picture on here. She won't mind me showing you this. So I took this morning. There it comes up. Funny, isn't it? So the baby was sat like laying across, sort of, so its back was against the belly button, if you know what I mean. Cooking some bread, bacon. So she's got one in the oven and one in the actual oven there. But yeah, it's all sat really low at the moment. So it'll be a funny old thing. But yeah, she's currently 31 weeks. But she's measuring at 33. But there's those stages of pregnant, isn't there? Oh, why am I so massive? There's that. Yeah, Jodie, and that's what I was going to come on to. It's there's these stages of pregnancy where you kind of go through that. No one knows because you don't show, and then there's like a little bump, and you can tell if you can, if you're looking and that, and then it starts to grow, and the mum's getting uncomfortable, and then that 3rd trimester hits, and it's like, boom. It's there, and it's like lump, and it's fucking like really, really weird. It's like over the course of like 1 or 2 weeks, it just goes boom, and it's there. And then there's the waddle comes along, and it just looks, big. It's there. And the last sort of week or so, Katie's definitely reached that point where it's like, doesn't look awkward. It hasn't got to the awkward stage where it's like in the way and everything's hard. It's that midpoint between where it's big and when it becomes awkward. So that's cool. But yeah, it's lovely. It's Never got the best phase this time. I don't know what you mean. But yeah, it's cool. So the due date's the 28th of December. But she's 2 weeks ahead. So I've got a feeling it'll be around the 15th of December. And so I've had to make a call. And I know I probably should have done this a bit earlier, but I've qualified for the English weightlifting champs in Birmingham. First weekend of December. So it's the 3rd and 4th of December. But Katie's 36 weeks pregnant then. And I can't justify being away, really, because it would be a minimum of like a 10-hour trip from getting a phone call to being back on the island. And I haven't even missed a fucking midwife appointment, let alone a birth of a kid. I could not live with myself if I missed anything. So it's probably high degree of certainty that I won't be doing that trip, which is fine. I'd rather be around and, rather than take the risk. But I will have to get another coach to take my athletes, because I've got 2 athletes going and competing. So they can be looked after by another coach, which is fine. Fake Savon writes, I'm late. So hello. Better late than never. KDL, I hear more you have, the quicker they pop up. You would have thought so. Like from a feeble male mind, once you've knocked through that cave, in my head, it must be easier to pop it out. I would have thought. But yeah, there we go. That's just me. Also, don't they get bigger as they go on? I'm sure I've heard that, because the uterus and everything's kind of like adapted, and the brain, the CNS knows what it's doing, and everything kind of adjusts quicker, and there's more room to grow and that kind of thing. Logically, you'd think that would be the right way around, wouldn't you? But yeah, all good. My boy had his bike race again this morning, which was fun. It was hammering down. We had a big discussion about you can't just pick and choose when you compete in sport. If it's raining, you still need to go. And they're the sessions that are really worth it. We had a big discussion on the way there, but he loved it. At that age, they just love being outside. He's outside playing now in the rain with his mates. So sod him. Gets wet, he gets wet. It's the whole point of being a kid, being out and getting hurt and getting muddy and fighting and learning to negotiate and how to get on with people. No screens. Perfect, eh? I took him shopping yesterday to the shops. Lars and Jodie, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope to speak to you soon. So what is the actual time? So it's... Oh, so Savon's on in 20 minutes. Right. I'm going to wrap it up then. I hope you all have an incredible day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the discussion around coaching and time between sessions earlier. That was really cool. Good to get some feedback from you. And I'm going to carry on doing that. But here's the thing. Little secret. Oh, he's not on this morning. Oh, you sure? Thought I saw something on there. Okay. I'll carry on for 5 minutes. When I post those videos, and I would hope you'd see through this, there's a little bit of an act going on, like a role play thing, where I might act like I don't know an answer, or I'm playing the devil's advocate, or I'm straw manning the argument, you know what I mean? To get people to say what they mean. Which is cool. And I'm enjoying the coaching route, talking about coaching and proposing ideas and going down that route. And I'm formulating a plan in terms of how I can harness that and hopefully get more traction and get people engaged with the whole coaching thing. Because I think it's one of the areas that in the private media side of things. So when I say private, I mean like external, that's the word, external media away from CrossFit. I think it is one of those things that sort of goes under the radar a little bit, but is such an important part of what we do. And I know Matt Souza talks about it quite a lot when he's on his show. So, but specifically over this neck of the woods, there's not really much discussion around it. A lot of the people over this side of the pond or this side of the world, we're more invested in the sports side of it or performance side of it. There's not really anyone doing all the coaching side of it from a coach's perspective. So I would like to kind of follow through that route, I think, with a focus on that. So I'm gonna look at that the next sort of couple of months and see where we can go from there. And also, I took on a new client this week. He's an international mountain biker, downhill mountain biker. So I'm doing his off-season and base strength training the next few months, which is going to be amazing. So I've got an Ironman athlete, a powerlifting athlete, a weightlifting athlete, a powerlifting weight athlete, a mountain biker, who else? A marathon runner, a golfer at the moment, and high rocks. So I've got quite a lot of different styles of athletes that I'm working with. And it's really, really helping me as a coach. It's really helped me understand my programming and application and cross-referencing stuff. And the amount of reading and information that I'm soaking up at the moment is amazing. It's so cool. Just from an interest point of view. Glinton's Jenny today, writes Savon. Fake Savon. Brilliant. That's cool. That'd be great. I don't know what time that'll be. I'll be tonight for us. Sorry, it's usually when they go live. It's usually evening for us, about 9 p.m. So it'll be 8 p.m. our time. So it'll be about an hour after we've gone on. That'll be fine. Lovely. Right. Okay then, guys. Well, oh, Adam's here. Hello, Adam. Hope you're well. 5 a.m. squat rights. Good morning, team. 16:35 Eastern. I've got no idea what time that is. I could have a look on the back end, I guess. Why don't I do that? If I'm in no rush to go away. One thing I am really enjoying is the focus and the attention that Affiliate Con and a few of the others are getting, which is really good. It does show that sort of behind the scenes back end of our ecosystem is getting a little bit of a look in, which is awesome. Right, okay, so the ladies are on at 8:30 our time, so 8:30 p.m. Perfect. That's an hour and a half after Jon and I have got our show. Lovely jubbly. An amazing evening or afternoon of weekend delights, of podcasting delights. Good. Right. Okay. Well, what else did I have in my notes? I did have. What did I have? Oh. Does anyone in your world misuse emojis? And typically this would be someone of an older persuasion. Misusing an emoji, thinking it's the correct way. And you can see how they got the idea, but it hasn't quite happened. I have an older lady. I really rarely lose. The only one that I do is like a laughing face or a heart thing, right? But I have an older lady client who I do online programming for, and she puts, the emoji, it's like an orange sweating face, and he's like sweating, he's got his tongue out, and it's like what people use for like to say like sexy. And I'll tell you what I'll do. Hang on. What I will do is I will put what I mean in the chat. Hang on. I go to there. God, I'm like a dinosaur, I swear. It's that one, yeah, Dan, that one, right? So she puts that thing when she says she's had a hard workout, but she'll put that for when she's had a hard workout, and I know that's not what that emoji's supposed to be for, but she doesn't, and she keeps putting it, and it's just weird. But yeah, that's KDO writes, I thought Julie was sexy. Yeah, well, it used to be, and now it's not, because she was, yeah, but yeah, never mind. I got thinking about that the other day when I saw it. It's just a funny one. Yeah, that one is as well. But I would, so if you think about, like, if I was an 80-year-old and I saw that and I was like, what does that mean? I would think he's either having a nap, because that's what my granddad used to look like when he was having a nap, or hungry or something, rather than sexy. Anyway, on that absolute bombshell, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you have a glorious afternoon and morning, for those of you in the US of A. And we will talk again in the chat later with the ladies on this channel. And Yon and I are live on Glinton with Dr. Gaurav Gupta, talking about longevity at the gym and how coaches can use longevity practices and practitioners to help earn themselves a bit more money as gym owners, but also allow their members to have an incredible, long, joyous life. So look forward to that. The lady tripod, absolutely. Dan, lovely seeing you again. And have a glorious day, guys. Thanks for joining me. And I'll speak to you all later. Thanks for your input. Bye.